Welcome to another episode of the Fresh Blerd Air podcast. I am host Black Thanos, and I am joined by the one and only Andre, aka Black Hero. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, what's good, my brother? Thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
All right, perfect. Perfect timing, right on time. I appreciate that.
no problem. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, I really enjoyed you inviting me on. So let me ask you this. What's your inspiration on Black Thanos?
Uh, my so it came from my wife. She always kept.
Okay.
She always said that I look uh like a black version of Thanos, and then she had somebody draw a picture of me pretty much looking like Thanos. It's like Thanos body like with my face on it, and I just pretty much just adapted it from there.
All right, that's what's up, man. I'm happy to hear, you have wifey support on it, so that's cool.
So
How
how
long
did
have you
you
been doing this?
I actually did the whole podcast thing about a year or two ago, and then I had stopped, and I just took like a little break from it because I wanted to, I guess branch out and do my own thing and be able to
Okay.
talk to more people, and also want to, do the video stuff and being able to, do the podcast and video and have it being on YouTube and also being on like Spotify and everything. And I came across StreamYard, which does video and audio. So I got the best of both worlds without having all the main equipment.
Okay, that's what's up. I really like that. I've never heard of SteamYard, but I'm really liking it. It was really easy to navigate and really easy to get on. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be using it a lot more now.
How did you come across my content?
I do a lot of research, and I'm not exactly sure how I found your page in particularly, but I like to engage. So when I saw that you did podcasts, especially with other Black creators, I was immediately hooked. And I remember like liking some of your stuff and actually going onto your YouTube and subscribing. I really like how you want to stay diverse, but you're also a big wrestling fan, and I forgot the gentleman that you had on. I think his name was Man Eater, or I forgot his
Man,
name, but what he did was he
Montezi.
Montezi, yes. And what he does is he makes music and like some production for the wrestling world. And he
Hmm.
gave some really good advice. Your YouTube channel is on point. And that's basically how I found you out. I did a little research and yeah, I like to engage. So I don't just like look at it and, oh, well, there's another content creator and keep scrolling. I actually in and try to dive in, see more about the people that I'm following, etc.
Hmm. Because I try to do, I didn't want to be one dimensional because there's a lot of content creators talking about wrestling, and I like wrestling, but that's not that's not all I want to talk about. I can still have want to have something for everybody.
Yeah, that's so cool. I did like hear that in some of your other videos. I remember that you did like I actually watched some of your YouTube channels. You did one with a photographer in Colorado, and she like explained where she or how she had to, start and how she liked taking pictures, how you have to enjoy what you do. So, yeah,
Hmm.
like you're doing a really good job. I'm really happy that you're trying to stay diverse. For me, I guess like for me, my name is Andre. I'm 32 or 33, 32, born in 91, Pisces, happily married, and have a family of my own. So I like to collect comic books.
Hmm.
I like now, I'm like my niche is black comic books or like black heroes. Growing up, though, I have to admit that I was more of a Archie fan, so please don't revoke my black card. But yeah, like I was like heavy into Archie growing up. But now that I kind of want to diversify a lot more, and I didn't realize how much like black comics they actually have. It's not a lot. It's not a huge market, but I didn't really know about Black Lightning. Static Shock, the only reason I knew about Static Shock was because it came on like the WB early Saturday
Yeah.
mornings in the 2000s.
Hmm.
But really, that was all we really had. John Stewart was popular in Justice League a little bit, but not really a prominent, black figure.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm trying to think, but like growing up in the 90s, it was comic books weren't really huge. Like back, well, I say huge. Black comic books weren't very huge. Yeah, we had Milestone, but really that was it.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other comic books that we had. Black Lightning, he was in the 70s and he hasn't had like a revamp in like now, don't get me wrong, now they're doing the revamps. Like Luke Cage was in the
Hmm.
70s. They didn't have a lot of black comic creators in the 90s. Now, don't get me wrong, at the music. We had the music and we had the TV show. We had what else did we have in the 90s?
Yeah.
The fashion. We had the fashion in the 90s.
Fashion, TV shows, um, a lot of other
Yeah, but
stuff
comic
that
books, not really.
like we didn't have a lot of like everything was mostly geared towards like had Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, like Wonder Woman. Not really a lot of like black characters, or they were just like a few and far between of black characters. Just not a lot.
Yeah, and I would say that we had Halle Berry as Catwoman. I think that was in like 2005 though.
Hmm.
And then she did Storm, which was awesome. But we had Blade, but like Blade didn't come out later into 2000 either. Like as a main focus of 90s cartoons growing up, we didn't have a lot of black superheroes. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so I guess that's also kind of why I want to venture and more to black comics and not just mainstream, but indie authors as well. They have a lot of, indie authors that are up and rising and up and coming. And one thing that I do appreciate about your page is that you also want to include the technology of it. So back in the 90s and 80s and 70s, I'm going way back, they didn't have the opportunity like Patreon or YouTube or being able to create your own website. Like now I can create my own website at the palm of my hand. And
Hmm.
I do have my website. What I really want to focus on is trying to start a Patreon where I read older black comics and see how that works out. But back in the 50s and the 40s, we didn't have that.
No, we didn't.
We didn't have that. And speaking of in the history, I'm only speaking of the history so that we can see how much technology has advanced us. So there was a comic creator. I think his name was, oh, I can't remember and I forgot my notes, but he created the all Negroes like first comic. Like this was the first comic that he created where he was able to introduce, like a black detective and Lion Man and like the adventures in Africa. And he did a 48 book special. And sadly, this was in the 40s. And sadly, his editor and his chief and everything, he only was able to make one issue and they canceled it. There's a lot of I don't want to say white, but a lot of richer white people didn't like the way the story was told and they
Hmm.
wrote it off. And also, it wasn't selling. It wasn't selling.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this, sometimes, like one of the YouTube episodes that I heard you talking on, one of your guests mentioned that it doesn't matter if you have three viewers or 3,000 viewers. It's about enjoying what you do and enjoying what you love. But at the same time, we got to be real about it. Like we're here to try to make a little money off of it too.
Hmm.
But how do we start engaging our audience? How do we get more people involved? And we're doing it right now. And this is technology. We're streaming for free. And we are able to invite more people to come into the live. Where Instagram has like these algorithms where all we have to do is type and our creations can pop up. People can see it. Millions of people can see it. We've got Facebook. We've got TikTok. We've got our own Patreons.
Hmm.
So, we have all the availability. In the 40s, being a black man and being an artist, like it was frowned upon because artists don't make a lot of money. But now we have the availability where even though we may not make a lot of money on it, we have a lot more opportunity for more people to see it.
Right.
By using those hashtags, by using TikTok, by using Instagram, by using StreamYard, we're able to get more people interested, get more people to see that there are black content creators that are creating these comics, black superheroes. This is a like it's still fresh, it's still new. We still need more black heroes. And for those indie authors who know how to draw, like bless them because this is your opportunity to create and to gain that audience,
Hmm.
but I feel like I've been talking a lot, getting
No,
rambling.
no, you're fine.
But yeah, man, a little more about me. I've been collecting for maybe a year now. Uh, I don't have a whole lot, but I do try to pick quality over content, or I'm
Hmm.
sorry, I try to pick quality over quantity. So yeah, I do have a few samples. I don't want to show it too much, but this is the Negro Cowboys, and this came out in 1965. And I know that this isn't technically comic books, but you have to also understand that these are technically heroes. These are the type of, you know, people that we dream about. Like for Halloween, we want to dress up as
Yeah.
cowboys, and we've never
Hmm.
had that representation. So the Negro Cowboys actually tells the stories and the develop stories from the black perspective of cowboys. If you ever watched Django Unchained, or what is that new one on Netflix? It was really good. It was a Western, all black cast. Regina
Oh,
Hall was in it.
shoot, was Denzel in there?
No, was he in there? He might have been.
I know, I know what it is, but I can't remember. I remember, I remember it, but I can't put my finger on what the name is. But I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I should have wrote it down in my notes. I'll have to look it up. But it just recently kind of came out, and it was a Western, all black cowboys, and it did really good for the first couple of months. It like did really good, and then but Netflix it started teetering out of the top 10 spot.
Yeah.
So like now we're trying to remember the name of it, and can't. But my point in saying that is that that's where the inspiration, like these books, these older books, where they laid the groundwork for inspirational stories like that. Where
Hmm.
now, man, bro, back in the 50s, I know that we don't like talking about it, but back in the 50s, it wasn't just about being black. It was about the fact that we didn't even have the opportunity to get paid the same. And it wasn't just about black men, but black women too. Like now I'm able to see black female creators be able to share their art and create, where back in the 50s, they would have been laughed out the room.
Oh
Not
yeah.
only for not only for being a black female, but just simply being a female, they would have been laughed out the room. We don't like your artwork, you know? But now we have this opportunity to share, comic books and, history. Other things that I want to share, like the Golden Legacy comics. I hope you guys can see that. But like with the Golden Legacy comics, they didn't do very well in sales, and we don't hear much about them. But this artwork, I hope you can see it. This
Oh, okay.
artwork in Golden Legacy comics, it actually tells a story, and it may not be superheroes, but this was them trying to, you know, bring diversity to the tables. And the Golden Legacy comics, a lot of people may not know about them, but they were published in 1966. I forgot exactly when the first one was published, but you have an all black cast of directors, editors, colors, drawers, artists. This is way before Tyler Perry,
Oh
where
yeah.
this was way these people, these brothers and sisters laid the groundwork for us to have a future,
Yeah.
especially in comics. But man, bro, I don't want to just take over the show. Am I doing all
No,
right?
you're
Like
fine. No, you're good. You're good. Cause like,
any
let's see, what was your take on like the Spider-Man, Spider Verse?
I am so disappointed to say I haven't seen it yet. I have two boys, and my youngest son loves Spider-Man. Like not just Miles Morris, but like Spider-Man in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to take him before it gets out of theaters so I can show my support. We're probably gonna go Tuesday and we're gonna go see it. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard nothing but great things. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't seen it yet,
Like
but
I
I
just saw
will.
it last week.
All right, what did you think of it? How did you like it?
Oh, it was great because I like the first one. The first one was great too,
Yeah, the
and
first one was great.
the way it ended. I mean, I because there's gonna be a part two, and the way it ended on a cliffhanger. So now when the second one comes out, I think they said either 2024 or 2025 is when the second one comes out.
Okay.
But the way it ended, it was pretty good. It was a nice big cliffhanger, a big what if moment.
Okay. I definitely have to go see it now. Take the boys to go see it. Let me ask you this. Have you seen Little Mermaid?
No, I was trying to. I had plans to take my niece to go see it this weekend, but I had like other plans to do it. I may try to take her sometime tomorrow if I have a chance.
Okay. I'm not sure if wifey is into this, but I took my wife and I got lucky. No, I'm sorry. But like she loved it. She felt like a little princess again, and it was really cool to see her super excited about it. But I actually enjoyed it too. Halle Bailey, I really
Yeah.
loved her acting. I loved her musical performance. I love the fact that she looked so, pretty and innocent. She looked just like a, Disney princess. She played Little Mermaid very, very well. The storyline was there. The original songs were there. Um, the only thing that I'd kind of take away from it is that I wanted to see Sebastian, a little bit better. Like I didn't like the version they used of a crab on him,
Hmm.
but they did really, really good. They stayed true to the story. Um, and honestly, if you love Disney princesses, then you did see color. Like you did see Halle Bailey, but she did an amazing job. She did that role. Yeah, she did that role.
What was
So
your take?
definitely take
Yeah.
the.
Oh
Go ahead.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead and finish.
Yeah, take your niece, take wifey, and definitely enjoy it, man.
what was your take on the Black Panther movie?
I am not a huge Marvel fan. I liked what they did with Black Panther, and I really, really enjoy, especially like the opening scenes where they played tribute to not I forgot the actor's name.
Uh, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, they did a very good job with that. Something that I do want to say is that they're opening the doors to so many new worlds, especially with the Black Panther 2.
Hmm.
Um, Ironheart and Surrey, she wasn't, but Surrey potentially being the Black Panther. And there was one other black role, and I forgot what it was, but this is opening the door for a lot of black female characters as well.
Hmm.
And that's really important too. Is that we want to we kind of forget that there aren't a lot of black female superheroes, super heroines. I mean, like we have Storm. Storm was, popular and Storm did her thing. Catwoman is not technically, black. So like we don't our sisters don't really have that. But you can't really think of any black female superheroes. But now they're developing Ironheart. They have this new Green Lantern. I don't want to mispronounce her name. I think it's like Sandra Miller. But
Yeah.
anyway, like, yeah, this is opening the door. I'm sorry, that's DC, but this for Marvel is opening the door to, Ironheart, Surrey. I'm trying to think of another female black. Um,
Um,
all right, so they're opening the door with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah.
Um, I think they did have a small cameo of Hawk Girl in there.
Huh.
I want to say they had a small little cameo of that. But like I said, I feel like Black Panther 2 was really a good opening to the diversity of female black superheroes.
Hmm.
I liked it overall. I definitely feel like they did a really, really good job with the development of the story. For me, I want to see a little bit more. I felt like they kind of rushed it a little bit, and it was just a lot of action and not enough story. But at the same time, like when you think of a superhero movie, you do need that action in there. But
Yeah.
I do wish that they would have spent a little bit more time with story development, of each character.
Because I feel that it's like a little bit of story. They didn't really have too much background on the guy that they were fighting. They didn't really have. They just like, oh, this is his story, and this why he is the way he is. So, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I really wish they would have. With that being said, kind of jumping to, I hope that I don't spoil this for anybody, but like Secret Invasion with
Yeah.
Nick Fury, I feel like they kind of are doing the same thing with the Nick Fury, you know, Secret Invasions. But this is also really important for our community to start, shining on. We got to start saying exactly what we want because the producers, it's about money too, it's about business. So these these business people are going to look at the fact that Black Panther 2 may not have done very well or not as well as they would have hoped with box office views or
Hmm.
making money. So then that means that this new Ironheart that we were planning on producing goes back under wraps because if we as a community can't come together and pay for what we want, then they're not
Yeah.
going to produce it. So I love Black Panther too. We just as a community have to do better, especially like with this Miles Morris Spider-Man. We as a community have to do better with making sure that we show the support and also give the feedback on what we want, if that makes sense. Like how you're
Well,
asking me about Black Panther, it's like these production studios are asking us of what do we want to see more of, and if we remain silent or if we just say, "Oh, Black Panther was okay, it was a good movie," then they're not going to give us anything else.
yeah, they want us to, express your feelings. What is it like? What can we do to make to make you comfortable?
Exactly. Exactly. So again, we have that upcoming Ironheart, and she's going to be a black character, black superhero. She's going to take over the Tony Stark mantle with Miles Morris. Like you said, I do like how I've been hearing they do leave us on a cliffhanger, but they will come out with a part two.
Hmm.
But we have to keep wanting that part two. We have to keep wanting that part two.
How do you see now we have black representation in like TV shows and everything because we had it was like black superhero shows, but it's not it's few and far between, and we didn't have a lot of you know any shows out there that even didn't last that long. I believe the last superhero show that we did probably have was Black Lightning.
Okay. I, I wish it again, this is my fault. I'm gonna take better notes for next time. There was a Netflix show. Well, he wasn't technically a superhero. Netflix has actually been producing a lot of quote unquote superheroes or black heroes. And we have to, as a community, as I said before, we have to make sure that we keep on wanting and begging for more. Black Lightning, I did not really like what they did with Black Lightning. I feel like there was not a lot of story development. I feel like the acting was mediocre. I feel like they did not do justice to Black Lightning. Although, on a positive note, they did introduce some potential black characters like his daughters, Lightning and Thunder,
Hmm.
but they didn't do anything after that. I want to see more of that, but I want to see better storyline and development where, man, like we honestly still don't know how Black Lightning got his powers. That was
Right.
not really explained in the first season or the second season. To be fair, I didn't even watch the third season, but they didn't explain how Black Lightning got his powers. They didn't really explain, like they kind of jumped forward 20 years later. Black Lightning's getting his powers again. He's trying to make his marriage work. He's trying to be the principal of the school, and he's trying to do his best in, diverting trouble without being Black Lightning.
Yeah.
But I want to see Black Lightning. I want to see Black Thunder. And I don't mind like these open relationships, but like I don't I'm not into the romance of everything. Like, show me the action. They spent a lot of time trying to develop, his daughter, Black Lightning, into a LGBTQ person, which is
Hmm.
cool, but I don't need all that backstory of that. I don't need that backstory. I need to see her in action. And like I didn't get to see her in action as much. Not as much as I would have liked to see.
Hmm.
So with Black Lightning, I feel like they did mediocre. I wanted to see a little bit more, like I said, development of the story, not as much like relationship problems and not as much, him being the principal problems. Here's a great example. When we look at Batman, we barely call him Bruce Wayne. We barely call him Bruce Wayne
Yeah,
because
we're
he's
always calling him
barely,
Batman. He's
yeah,
barely out there.
he's barely Bruce Wayne. That's what I wanted to see in Black Lightning. But it was more or less like he was barely Black Lightning. He was barely
Hmm.
Black Lightning. I didn't get the, and there were other heroes that, I mean, super villains that I would have loved to see incorporated in there. They did okay, but like I said, they were just trying to attack too many issues, if that makes sense. Like, I know that as a community, we have a lot of issues that people want to attack, but when you're making a TV show, I don't really want to see that. I want to be entertained. I want a break from society. I don't want to have to
Yeah,
relive it in my
like we're
TV
not
show,
saying like we're not saying like you can't talk about it and everything. You can gloss over it, but I'm going to get back to this action real quick. Like we're not saying you can't talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, please don't take me wrong. Like, yeah, we can talk about it, but bro, like it was like I'm living, like I have to relive it in my TV show. That's not really what I want. I want to see Black Lightning. I want to see the hero. I want to see like Static Shock. Static Shock tackled a lot of the issues, but they still made it, at least 60% action,
Yeah,
you know? But I did enjoy it. I did like it. I wish that they wouldn't have canceled it. I wish they would have tried to do a little bit more or better. I'm trying to remember. I think they maybe had one crossover episode with Flash, but with
yeah,
CW, like I see a lot more crossovers, like Arrowverse and the Flash. They crossed over a lot,
yeah,
and if
because
you
they were
notice,
all in the same universe.
yeah, but Black Lightning is supposed to be in the same universe. But if you notice, the Flash didn't tackle any major issues. Um, Arrow didn't tackle any major issues. Gotham was Fox, but which one did they do? I wanted to see,
Batwoman.
and then like Batwoman, I wanted to give Batwoman a chance. Um, but again, it's like it was really slow. I didn't really like Batwoman or Batgirl. I think it was a Batwoman or Batgirl.
Batwoman.
Yeah, I didn't really like what they did with her. I felt like they should have again told the story a little bit better instead of trying to. It's like again, it's like they're trying to. I don't want to say force it or give us bare minimum. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think about that. It's like they're trying to give us bare minimum to get the audience. And I'm like, man, like I want to see everything. I hope that makes sense. It's just like they're giving
Yeah,
us bare minimum. Oh, we'll make, Batgirl black. But it's like that's not really what I asked for. I wanted to see like Naomi. I did like Naomi. Naomi is another CW TV show. I forgot all of Naomi's powers, but she is supposed to be a force to be reckoned with.
hmm
But like they canceled Naomi after
that
one
didn't
or two
even
seasons.
no. I think it was just one season. Like it didn't even pretty much make it out the gate.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to be able to talk about Naomi, but Naomi didn't. I would have rather see instead of a black Bat girl, I would have loved to see Ironheart or it's sad that I can't really think of any or even a Storm. Like they could have did well, that's Marvel. So CW doesn't touch Marvel. But even a Cyborg, they could have done Cyborg. They could have done
I think the closest thing they did with
Goliath. They
Cyborg
could have
was
done
uh Doom Patrol. I think like that was the
I
closest.
forgot. Yeah, that was the closest one with Doom Patrol. And that's sad because and you know what? We don't even have to it's not just about they could have done Martian Manhunter. They could have done John Stewart, Green Lantern. I mean, there was a lot that they could have done. A lot. And I just feel like they give us I don't want to say it's rushed. I don't want to be negative about it, but it just feels like they scrape off the bottom of the pan and like try to feed it to us like, well, here you go. And I don't want to be ugly about it. I don't think they mean to do that. I understand that it's business and they have to test the waters,
Yeah.
but give me something like give me a little bit something better. Yeah, give me something a little bit better than that. Um I'm trying to think of any other black superhero heroines that they could have done or talked about. And
I
sadly,
think
there's
I hear a lot about what's his name? Icon.
okay, yes, they could have done an Icon and Rocket series. Actually, Rocket in the comics milestones, Rocket does a lot better as a solo person because she's going through her own struggles in life that I didn't even realize she was going through, but she goes through her own struggles in life. And yeah, they could have done that. They could have done a huge Rocket character, Rocket and Icon Man. To be fair, though, I did like what they did with Luke Cage. I don't
That
really
was
know why that fell off, but
like the first season was good, and then like when the second season came around, I felt like they didn't put any effort. It was like, okay, we're just gonna do this.
yeah, that's true. I did like though. I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but they had like Misty Knight in there, which could have taken its own little spinoff. They could have added Nick Fury in there. They could have added I haven't seen Disney's Captain America. I know I'm jumping all over the place. I haven't seen Disney's Captain America and Falcon yet. I'm not
Hmm.
sure how that is. I heard okay things about it, but I mean that's what Luke like they could have added all that in. I don't know why Disney hasn't taken over Luke Cage.
So I know they got, well, since they have all the media rights stuff and everything, so they got the rights back. They just haven't made any type of push to bring him back.
Yeah, I feel like they did good with him. Um I really wish that I could be like a producer or like a person that talked to them about this. I don't want another Blade movie. I feel like Wesley Snipes did a really great job with Blade. Like it's to me, it's still too soon to redo Blade. I don't want another Blade movie. I would rather um almost anything else. I'm trying to think. I would probably rather like an actual Nick Fury. I'm
I
really
think that's
trying to
why
think.
I think that's why they're giving us the secret invasion, because it's focused solely on him.
Yeah, and I really hope that that picks up too. I'm not trying to be negative about it, but like I said, like when you come from having nothing or very little, when you come from having very little and you see the potential and what they could do, it feels like I don't want to be ungrateful, but it feels like I'll give you the bare minimum to see if you even come, you know?
Hmm.
And it's like, come on, like give me a little bit more than that. There's a lot of like the Frozone character in The Incredibles. He could have his own standalone show. He's sold enough merchandise. He's done enough.
Yeah, but they were like, no, he's a side character. Like, I mean, y'all can tap into his backstory, and then it will pretty much segue into the first Incredibles movie.
Yeah, or if you think about it, like we don't have Disney does not have any black princes. If you think about it, like we don't have a single black prince in Disney. And I'll let you think about it. Like Little Mermaid, well, she's not, but like Little Mermaid, she had her live action and she was redone. But when you think about us men for Prince Disney Plus or Disney movies, we don't have anything.
What
I mean,
about
I'll
the
wait.
the guy from the Princess and
Princess
the
and the
Frog?
Frog, he was dark skinned and I will accept that and I'll take that, but he wasn't black. He was more French Creole, or he, like they said where he was from, but he wasn't specifically black. He was from a different country, which is
Hmm.
cool, but it wasn't like an African country that he came from.
Yeah, we really don't have any.
I mean, like that would be the perfect excuse for Disney to pick up Frozone as the first black superhero, or I won't say prince, but like the first black male hero in Disney. We don't have
Hmm.
any. Um, Black male, like I was gonna say Hercules with the singing goddesses, but we're talking about guys. Like they don't have.
No, we really don't. Like if you go back, like in all of everything Disney has really produced when it comes to you know black print, it's more of we barely have black princesses.
Yeah, like yeah, we do. Like the only one was the Princess and the Frog. Princess Tiana is the only one. Now, like, don't get me wrong. If you can think of one, and I'm standing, and you can prove me wrong, or like I stand corrected, cool. But I can't think of a single Disney besides Princess Tiana.
Hmm.
Um, there's no black princess.
I mean, can we put? Well, damn, she's not black. I was about to say Pocahontas, but she's not black. She's Indian.
I'll take Pocahontas. I'll take Pocahontas, but again, there's no black prince. Like I'll take Pocahontas because she's Indian, and I know that the Indian tribes have suffered as well.
Hmm.
So I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll take Pocahontas. I would say Mulan, but I like Mulan. But um, yeah, there's
It
no other ones.
is what's her name? Moana. Is she considered a Disney princess?
Okay, yes, she's considered, and she would be Hawaiian, and I'll take that. I'll take that. And Jasmine, Princess Jasmine, but they're
Yep.
more. Uh, Aladdin wasn't a prince, but they're more maybe Egyptian, not Egyptian. I'm trying to think of the word, or the. I wouldn't consider it black. It's more Egyptian or uh, Arabic, more like.
Like
But
almost in that between them two.
yeah, but as far as actual black, we don't have one.
The closest we got is what's her name? Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana from. I do like the voodoo in Princess and the Frog, the Voodoo Man. Like that was a great villain. I liked him as a villain.
Hmm.
But as a Black Prince, and I mean we have Black Panther, but that's not. Well, I guess technically Black Panther's now Disney. So I
Yeah,
guess technically we can say Black Panther. But Prince wise, we need a Prince movie. We need a superhero movie.
that is true. All right, I'm getting to the portion where I have five random questions.
All right, cool. Shoot.
First question: if you had three wishes, what would you wish for?
Um, if it was possible, the first one I would wish for was a time machine to correct any wrongs that I've ever done and to try to get a better handle on life now. As far as that, that would really be my only wish. I wouldn't wish for anything else. I know that sounds uh different, but all the money in the world can't make you happy. I
Of
love my
course.
family and I would would hope that nothing horrible happens to them, but you can't say that in a wish. Like things happen and you can only hope for the best.
Hmm.
We're a good, strong Christian family, so all of our hope and all of our hope lies in the future of trying to make it to paradise and being good people. So I hope that answers your question. Like my first and only wish would be for a time machine, and that would be to correct any wrongs that I've ever committed and to yeah, see if I can't get a little bit richer. But yeah, that would be my only wish.
Good, good. What would you rather throw away, love or money?
Funny, I've thrown away both. I've thrown away love and I've thrown away money. Um, I would rather love. Money can get you happiness. I mean, can buy all those expensive things and can make you happy for a short period of time. But that one word, love, is forever. Agape. Like you
Hmm.
can't find that. You can't buy that. It's something that has to come naturally.
What is the most beautiful place you've ever seen?
I grew up in Aviance. My dad was in the military. And my first memory from how in childhood my very first memory was waking up and seeing looking out the back window and seeing the sunrise over the Italian hills,
Hmm.
and everything was green and beautiful, and in the background there were like further up north you could still see the mountains, and there was still snow on the snow tops of those mountains, and that's the like most beautiful moment or beautiful thing I've ever seen.
What was your fondest memory in high school?
Um, huh. Hanging out with my brother Eric. Like we're not blood brothers, but we have a story for like every single weekend that we hung out. And that was back in high school. One story is me and him were traveling up to see a girl, and at that time my dad had taken my license away from me. I was grounded. So we pull up to this like checkpoint, DUI checkpoint. I don't have my license. I'm screwed. And I look over at Eric and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have my license. And he's like, you idiot, why are you driving? Like, let me drive and everything will be fine. And I was like, nah, bro, I got this. We pull up to the police officer, and the police officer's like, registration. I hand him the registration. He never asked for the driver's license. And I drive away. And Eric, we're still in high school at the time. Eric looks over at me and he's like, there is no freaking way that you got away with that. There's none. There's no way that you got away with that. And that is one of our most famous high school stories. Like we tell everybody that story. But yeah, like high school, it was hanging out with him and getting into trouble.
What is one of your most favorite TV shows?
Static Shock, hands down. Justice League is a very close second. I love everything animated by DC. Um, yeah, but hands down, Static Shock, first like relatable character, and I didn't. That was even before I knew that he had his own comic book. But I would wake up every Saturday. Oh, and Dragon Ball Z. Like I will wake up every Dragon Ball Z was more through the weekday though, but I would not miss Static Shock. Like I could miss an episode of Dragon Ball Z and maybe catch up a little bit later, but Static Shock, I was not missing that.
Cool, cool. That's what's up. Before we got it, do you want to plug anything? Anything you want to tell the people?
Keep doing you. I really like what you're doing here. Keep please reaching out and doing a good job. Um, I really want to let people know that it's hard as a creator, as a content creator, making money, getting the girl, all that stuff is hard. But if you put in that hard work and that effort, it may not pay off. You may only get 3 viewers by, spending 3 hours of making this content. But
Hmm.
know that eventually, if you keep on working hard and you keep on pushing and you keep focused on what you want and that dream, then you can make that into a reality. And it's going to be hard and you will fail and you may will fall short and you may see some people who make it big. Don't give up hope. Keep trying, keep pushing. And even if you don't make it in the next 20 years, somebody is going to see that effort and you're going to learn something along the way too.
Those are good words to live by. I really appreciate you for coming on the platform and speaking your truth. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you, man.
This has been another episode of the Fresh Blerd Air podcast. Your host Black Thanos signing out.
Thank you. Nice meeting everyone, or nice meeting you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.